everybody. Welcome to the big show. My name is Mickey, and this is Mickey in the Middle, the quintessential show for middle Americans, where all middle Americans are welcome. Come on in. So remember, it doesn't matter where you've been. It doesn't matter where you're going. It just matters that you're here right now with us. This is the show where we talk about everyday issues that affect middle Americans. Why? Because middle Americans make up the majority of our country. And right now, our free speech is under assault. You can be labeled as a free speech zealot for saying that you believe that everybody has a right to think and say whatever the hell that they want to say. And that's what we're talking about tonight. So, as always, we're doing the Mickey in the Middle Olympics for comments. And I just want to say congratulations to Don Ledger out in Arizona, because he is the first one to make a comment tonight. That means that Don wins the gold medal. Sound effects. Wow, that went long. Hey, Carolyn, congratulations on the silver medal. Super, super proud of you. And hello, Darla, for bringing in the top three with the bronze medal. That is awesome. So Dawn and Carolyn and Darla are up in the top three. Kim Berry is also here and a couple other folks. So just want to say thank you very much. Right now, we are streaming on Facebook, on YouTube, on Rumble, and we just want to say welcome to the Rumble audience. I know that you guys probably have not seen this before, but just want to let you know that I'm Mickey, and this is Mickey in the Middle, the quintessential show for middle Americans. Just want to say welcome aboard. We hope you have a good time. If you have anything to say, just reach into the chat box and go ahead and send us a message, and we'll see if we can get you on screen. So without further ado, I'd like to bring in, we have a part-time co-host with us tonight. She is absolutely adorable. She is an American through and through, and I just cannot tell you how much I appreciate her being the family. Ladies and gentlemen, Nickey in the Middle. Hey, everybody. Say hi to Nickey.
Hey, guys. How's everybody doing this evening?
Oh, it's so good to have you here. How you doing?
I'm good. I got my hair done today.
And it looks wonderful.
Thank
You got your hair
you.
did?
I did.
That is totally awesome. I am so glad. It looks good. I love the little thing right down there in the front. That's awesome.
Thank you.
So we're going to go to Arlington, Texas next month in order to celebrate the memory of my father who passed away in November, and also the honkin' padre, Jerry Ward, is celebrating his 55th year of being ordained in the Catholic Church. So that's going to be a great time. Looking forward to that. Just got the Airbnb set up today. Hopefully they're approving it, and we will have a place to stay while we're down there.
They don't know our family then, right?
Yeah, they're like, ooh. Listen, I told her that we were low key. I just want to let you know I'm low key. Are you low key? All right, listen. So what I told that lady down in Arlington, where we're staying at her house, was that we were low key. Could that be labeled as misinformation, Nicole?
I think it might be.
So I think I'm pretty low key, and that's one of the things that we're talking about tonight. Is
Wait. Is this on? You're low key?
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir.
It is. I am low key. So, and if you disagree with me, I'm going to label that as misinformation and throw you off the air and kick you off Twitter and Facebook and all that. You want to know why? Because I'm the content moderator on this show that is having my content moderated by YouTube, by Facebook, and by Rumble right now. Did you know that everything we say is running through a filter?
I do.
Yeah, what do you think of that? That somebody is watching you?
Well, I think we sign away those rights when we get into technology. We all do the scroll and sign, right? Like nobody reads it, right?
Yep. That is true.
Censorship sucks when it affects you. Easter Sunday, I tried to post our sermon 3 times. It was deleted every time. So,
like on Facebook?
Yes.
Is that what that was on Easter when it said content is removed?
Again, posting again, yes. It was our Easter sermon. So I guess the question goes back to how much moderation do we need in free speech?
So did they send you a message that said you
No,
are breaching the terms of
no,
agreement? So
no,
they didn't even let you know why you were being
no,
moderated.
no.
Okay. So and that's what I have a problem with. Right. So where did this come from? This comes from so this topic came from President Obama did a speech at Stanford, I think it was Stanford University, either yesterday or the day before. And he said that there is no free speech in social media. And my question is, should that be should that actually be really? Should that really be a thing? That there is no free speech in social media. Do you think it should be a thing?
I think it's sad that over centuries, I think we talked about this, town squares used to be only pulpit that people had to voice their opinions,
Right.
right? But they still had the guard or whoever else was there in the town square telling them what they could and couldn't say.
Yeah, the kings and queens ran the world. If you said anything
Correct.
against the king and the queen,
Right.
off with her head.
Right. Forget about it.
Yeah.
So I think it's sad that, again, centuries later, we're still dealing with censorship when we quote unquote say freedom of speech is there for everyone.
Well, and here's the thing. One of the things about our Constitution, which I have right here, in the First Amendment, right? In the First Amendment, it says, oh, what are the amendments? There are the amendments. The First Amendment to the Constitution of the United States of America says Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, which they are trying to restrict the speech in religion now, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or the press or the right of the people to peaceably assemble. So, have you noticed what the government's been doing lately? They have been labeling misinformation, and then they have been going to private companies and they go, we wish that you would censor misinformation. And that is absolutely crazy, isn't it? I know that right there is Airbnb saying, I think we're
We're
accepted.
in.
We're in. I'm hoping so. So, but here's the thing is, so this is why the fight for Twitter is so important. This is
Right.
the fight for freedom, because right now you know that you're being censored through Twitter and Facebook and YouTube and uh and everybody else that's out there, because that has become the norm. And do you think that Elon Musk fighting for the right and free speech of Twitter is a good thing or a bad thing?
I think freedom of speech is a good thing. Does it does he have underlying motives is my question.
So
Is it going to be a repeat because we just talked about town squares and now we're talking about censorship. I'm sure it started with MySpace. It's not the first platform that's been told, you can censor things. So I know he wants to promote free speech, but what does that entail? Like, where are the margins of moderation that we're going to have to deal with? Because
right.
there's going to be some. I promise you, they're not just going to say, "Come on out, everybody, show
Yep.
me what you got."
Well, Kim Berry just wrote this comment down. If you preach the gospel of Jesus and you're censored, that she corrected that,
Yeah,
and you're censored, but if you stand for BLM or LGBT, it's all good. And here's what the deal is. To me, they're picking subjects that are going to be censored or not
right.
censored. And that's
Correct.
bullshit.
It
You know,
is.
if you
It's it is
because
absolute
it's like you
bullshit.
said, it's the new town square.
Right.
So I got a question, Nicole.
Yes.
If I say, let's get something good here. If I say that global warming is a thing, and then you disagree with me, Should you shut me down or should I shut you down? Because both of those cannot be true.
Why does anyone have to be shut down? I thought that's
That
what
is the
free.
correct answer. Oh my God. Look at this.
I'm very confused. Like,
Right. Nobody should be shut down, but that's what these people are doing. Every single issue, they're picking sides, and they are going, "Hey, look here, man. You're not allowed to criticize the 1619 project." Well, the 1619 project was proven by 5 historians to be 90% bullshit. The fact that hydroxychloroquine, which is a drug used to fight malaria throughout the world and for 50 or 60 years, all of a sudden, if you say hydroxychloroquine is good to fight
it's
what?
the COVID.
The COVID? Are we allowed to say the COVID? I don't even know whether we're allowed to say the COVID. We might be thrown off. This might be removed for contact, right?
Bye, y'all.
If you even, I know, see ya. Even if you said that, now all of a sudden they moderate that and they say you're not allowed to talk about doctors were being censored. And I went down and I talked to 3 doctors when that happened, and all 3 of them said I would give you hydroxychloroquine, and they said 2 other things that they would also give me, and they were like, yeah, but we're not allowed to do that because if we let anybody know, we are being monitored by the pharmacists, and if the pharmacists turn us in to the people that are overseeing doctors in the state, then they will be censored and not and have their license taken away. So all the
And
doctors were like,
put out
"Hey,
of business.
shit."
Yeah, like
Yeah,
bye.
I know. And then Kim says it's a good thing that that Elon Musk is going to be taken tried. Oh, and here's an update. I heard that Elon went and talked to a bunch of rich people because he knows a lot of rich people, and he said, "Help me buy Twitter." And they are up to $45 billion in capital to buy 51% stake of the Twitter. How about that? So, and then Kim says that is a good thing. And then she said, always freedom of speech and that it's total bullshit. Because here is the way that I look at things, Nicole. I look at it as how are we supposed to find out what the truth is if you can't discuss it among friends?
Because we're not friends.
Is that what the problem is on social media? Is
I think
everybody
it's the
picking a side?
I just think it's the problem with the world. They don't care to hear anything but their own stance. So I'm not your friend if you disagree with me. There's no civil discussions.
So I wrote down some stuff that is BS, right? People are stupid.
No doubt.
People are very, very stupid. More dangerous than stupid people are ignorant people that think that they know what they're talking about. We did the demographics the other day where there was a poll that showed what Americans thought was a demographic and what the
Correct.
actual demographic was. And
Right.
people were saying that 30 to 35% of Americans were gay or gay LGBTQIA. 30%. Turns out that the number of gay people in the United States of America is like 3%. Trans people was estimated to be as high as 10 to 15%. And turns out that number is 0.4%, between 0.4 and 0.6. So somewhere around 0.5% of the people in the United States are trans. Now that's a lot of people. I'm not saying that that's
Mis-
not a lot of people,
misinformation.
right? But yeah, it's misinformation because everybody is trans when they're little. You just ask them, because if somebody wears a dress, that means that they want to be a girl, or if somebody throws a baseball, that means that they want to be a boy, even if they are not a boy or even if they're not a girl. That's what the rule is. I really feel sorry for all of my gay friends. Do you know why I feel sorry for all of my gay friends? We're going to
Pray
run
tell.
out of gay people in this country. Did you know that we're going to run out of gay people in this country? Ask me why.
Because if it's genetically induced, then they can't reproduce.
No. Although that's a good point. Although that is a good point.
I'm
right?
very sorry.
Yes.
I have nothing against the community.
Right.
Or
So, and I don't
want that
have
to
anything
seem
against the communities either.
cold-hearted.
But here's what the thing is. 7-year-old biological male comes in and says, "Hey, I like wearing dresses. I like playing with dolls." And all of a sudden people go, "Oh, so you want to be a girl?" What happens if he just wants to be a guy that dresses in a dress like my friend Gary and wants to play with dolls for his whole life and wants to be gay? If you talk to a 7-year-old and you say, "Hey, look here, you've got these feminine qualities about you, therefore you should be a girl, or you have the option of becoming a girl. What do you think about becoming a girl, man? We can make that happen. We'll change the hormones on you, and we'll start doing radical surgeries, and away we go." Same thing for a girl that hits
So
golf
I have
balls.
I have a follow-up.
Yeah.
So we're talking about free speech tonight, right?
Yes, we are.
So I know there's going to be questions from the audience, maybe. So where does their free speech come in?
Yeah.
Right. So we have to determine boundaries, right? Like no 4, 5, 6-year-old should be talking about what they want to be. Right. Other than a fireman, maybe
Batman.
a doctor, right?
Batman.
Like a
Batwoman.
superhero.
Batwoman. Yeah.
But they're, and I say they, Americans are going to say, "Where's my free speech option to talk about these issues?"
Cool.
And
right. And here's the thing: to say that only women can talk about abortion, that number one, it's doing two things. Number one, it's like me going down the street and somebody's beating a dog. A woman is beating a dog. I am neither a dog. I am not a woman. And that means that I can't have a discussion about why it is wrong to beat a dog. Right? So this whole "you're not a that, so you can't have any part of the speech," and the government sanctioning that kind of behavior, because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about government sanctioning speech. And the government have all these highfalutin ideas, and they're telling these social media companies that they need to moderate. So let me real quick go over Section 230, Federal Communications Act, the Federal Communications Commission Decency Act, the FCC Decency Act that was passed back in the day by Congress, was found to be not constitutional because it restricted free speech. Because they were saying, "Hey, look here, you can't come up with all these rules about what you can and can't do on the internet and what people can and can't publish." That's why Larry Flint, the publisher of Hustler magazine, went to court all the time, because people were like, "He's publishing pictures of naked women." And he'd show up at the Supreme Court and they would go, "Hey, people, he's allowed to do that. Freedom of the press, freedom of speech. He's not coercing these women. All these women are volunteering in here. And if they're not, that's a different law." So Larry Flint went to the Supreme Court. He codified the idea of free speech, no matter what it is. The Federal Communications Commission came up with the Decency and Communications Act, which was thrown out by the Supreme Court. But
it's still happening.
But it's still happening. Now, here's the reason why. There's this thing called Section 230. And inside of Section 230, Congress said, we are going to allow this one portion of the Federal Decency and Communications Act. And that is that the internet, because it was young and fledgling, and we didn't have these super huge companies, some of them were starting to grow, because we didn't have them, we need to not restrict or hold them liable for what goes across in the content that they let go through their platform. I said this before on the show. That's why Pornhub is one of the largest internet sites on the internet. They're like ranked like number 3 or 5. Did you know that Pornhub was that big? There's a lot of people out there. Yeah, there's a lot of people out there watching porn, right? But the other thing that they put in Section 230 was that you can also regulate the content that comes across your platform. That's where Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, that's where they got the idea of, oh, we can regulate everything that goes across our platform, although we have these millions of users. We can put it in our agreements.
But okay, so I'm all for him and free speech, right? Elon Musk, bring it.
Yes.
What are the ins and outs of his proposal? Has anyone that's going to get free speech actually seen what this $50 billion is about to buy us? It's not necessarily my money. I'm just saying, like, what is this $50 billion about to buy the people of Twitter? I guess is my question.
Right. Is he going to flip everything and start saying LGBTQ stuff is not allowed, but all religious stuff is?
What is it?
Right. So what he has said, this is what he has publicly stated, and he has said this for a year. Free speech needs to be unlimited except by what has already been codified in law. So and I wrote the list. I wrote the list, right? Because there's speech that is already against the law. There's speech that's against the law. All right. So here's what they are. Libel. Libel is to publish in print, including pictures, writing, or broadcast through radio, television, film, or an untruth about another person, which will do harm to that person or his reputation by tending to bring the target into ridicule, hatred, scorn, or contempt of others. So you're not allowed to libel somebody at any time, right? So right? But you can't do that, right? So I can't make you look bad and ridicule you and make you lose money because you can sue me for libel, right? That's the first one. Second thing, defamation, right? The act of defaming. Calumny, CALUMNY, slander or libel, the act of defaming the wrong of it or injuring another person's reputation without a good reason or justification. Aspersion, casting aspersions, you've heard that, right? Next one is terroristic threatening. I think we all know what that is, but that's the use of threatening language to gain political objectives through terrorist acts.
All right, time out.
Yeah, I'm almost done. All right, there you go. Incitement, which is to urge or persuade someone to act in an unlawful or violent manner, and then hate speech, which was started in 1968 when Lyndon Johnson signed civil rights legislation to keep white people from talking bad about other people that were supporting the civil rights legislation. Now they're saying everything is hate speech. So that is what the law says. So that's where Elon is.
All right. So here you go, Twitter and TikTok. You ever seen these videos of crazy ass laws are still on the books?
Yeah.
So what my question is again, whatever has already been deemed by law. There's some crazy ass laws on the books.
Yeah, but not regarding free speech.
But we're still being like censored. So yeah.
No, you're not being censored by the government. Right? So these are government laws. All right, so here's the thing is these are government laws that make it legal or illegal to do these acts. Everything else is off the table. You can talk about climate change. You just can't talk about me. You can't say that I'm a dumbass and I should be ruined.
You're telling me that slander does not happen on these websites that are not censored like my church sermon was.
Right. So if I say that Nicole
that's my problem.
If I said that Nicole killed somebody, right? So it's fact or opinion. That's where the difference in all of these laws come in. It's either fact or opinion. If I say, I think Nicole is crazy, I can say that. If I go, Nicole is crazy, then all of a sudden you can go, you have ruined my reputation, sir. And therefore, I'm going to bring you to court because you have cost me money and you have cost me my reputation. Now, that's my best Mississippi accent. That's my best Mississippi accent.
Sir, I'm part of several groups that I know for a fact on these platforms that is not true.
Yeah, but see, the thing is whether somebody takes somebody to court or not, right? So that's the first thing. But the second thing is, if you take Section 230, all right. So let me get to a comment real quick. Darla says, if you were born, you are allowed to have an opinion about abortion, in my humble opinion. And everybody should have an opinion on all of these things. The question is whether you are being allowed to say that unfiltered, and whether we're allowed to say that because Nicole, do you and I agree on everything?
No.
How am I supposed to know what your feelings are if I label everything you say misinformation as soon as you say it and I ban you from the platform?
You won't.
Right, you'll ban me. Right? That's what it is. If something is not instantaneously true according to these people, it will be banned and you will never see, because that's how healthy debate takes place.
You just said the key word. Instantaneously.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to research for themselves. They take every tweet or comment on someone else's status as the word.
Yeah.
And then they're shut down to the opportunity to actually have a discussion about the topic.
Hey, I just want to let you know that Kim said that I was not stupid.
Possibly. Oh, I
That's an opinion. That's an opinion. And I greatly appreciate you saying that, Kim. I do. So when I called my coworkers a jerk the other day, means I can be held a libelous or slander. Okay, no, because you called him a jerk. You didn't tell everybody else that he was a jerk, and that is still an opinion. And the court will find that is an opinion, and you stated it to that person. So that's not slander. Slander and libel and all that other stuff I was talking about, very, very hard to prove in a court of law. They got case law going back 250 years that says that it's extremely hard. And it's hard to prove damages. It's hard to prove that you have economically damaged somebody, that your reputation. Now, if I said something about Kanye West and everybody in the world stopped buying Kanye West albums, because I like Kanye, always been a big fan of Kanye.
You'd be in trouble.
Yeah, exactly. If everybody stopped, then Kanye would come over and he would go, hey, man, I'm going to sue that guy for defamation. And he is, he libeled me, he defamed me, and therefore I'm not making as much money. And then I'm going to owe him that much money.
False accusations.
What's that? Oh, and then Kim Berry said, thank God, because he is a jerk. No, here's the other thing. Your coworker, if in fact he is a jerk and he sued you, you can countersue that person for
character witnesses.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what this whole idea is. And then this is the list of stuff that I just basically wrote down that people don't even know about, right? People don't know about demographics. People do not know about economics. People do not know about international relations. So somebody says, support Ukraine, and somebody else says, don't support Ukraine. They're a bunch of jerks over there. And Zelensky is a power-hungry megalomaniac who is corrupt. Now, all of a sudden, I get shut down, but support Ukraine goes through, right? And by the way, he probably is corrupt, but he was a comedian. So climate change. You're not allowed to talk about climate change. And people don't know about climate change. What rules? People don't even, I'm the president of the Property Owners Association right here in the neighborhood in which I live. People do not even know the rules and the laws that govern their property and their house.
Scroll, son. Scroll, son.
That is perfect. Exactly. So, and then Kim says the Ukrainian government is so corrupt. So that is correct. So they could probably come and get us for being defamatory and libelous if we cost them any money. So with that, scroll sign. Scroll sign. We are out of here. Thank you very much, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the show. Nicole, you got any parting shots?
That's all
There
I
you go.
got.
That's very nice. That is awesome. So without further ado, everybody remember to like, share, hit the notification bell. Remember to tell all your friends about this. And remember, above all, I really appreciate your comments. You make the show better.
Yes.
You make it go really, really fast. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate everybody tuning in, or whenever you get a chance to tune in and watch. I really appreciate that too. So without a doubt, remember, Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. Central, wherever we are, and right there, wherever you are, we're going to be bringing it to you live. Hopefully Nicole will be showing up a little bit more often, 2 or 3 times a week. She can't take me more than that. So without further ado, just say thanks a lot. Remember, embrace your middleness, America. We need you. You guys be good.
Yes.
And good night. See you on Monday. Good night, small one. I love you. Mwah. Oh no, look at this. I did it again. I wasn't prepared, Nicole. I wasn't
It's okay.
prepared. All right, there we go. See
My
ya.
hair